dramas, and variety shows. Your ultimate destination for the best HD entertainment. Call us for more info.
The end of the path I started us on.
Nothing lasts forever.
It makes history so fascinating. National Treasure Book of Secrets.
A new season, Locked Up Abroad, Tuesday nights at 10 on the National Geographic Channel.
It's just my brother. It's ridiculous. Now,
The world's most elite secret agents. Want to try getting on a pipe? They are now Hollywood's biggest dicks. If you ever have anything that needs private investigating.
Couple things. I'm way alive, well molded. I've seen turned on and think I'm actually getting dehydrated.
Archer. New episode Tuesday. Only on FX. This is you. Hollywood superwomen. Take on Hollywood supermen. So crazy. They've got the brain.
This is secret message probably marked as a symbol in the upper right-hand corner.
The beauty. And the deadliest moves. Catch all their electrifying performances on
It was perfect.
Fox Action Movies. Subscribe now. National Geographic Channel presents two experts on a global journey.
I don't know how we're going to get through this.
Armed with only the tools of each human species.
I think I flip off the stick.
If we had to go back to how it all started,
we're in the same spot that our ancestors were.
could mankind survive again?
Stand around.
Brand new series, The Great Human Race. Monday nights at 9 on the National Geographic Channel. This June, National Geographic Channel keeps you on the edge of your seat. Our epic series of scientific misfortunes returns. Brand new season, Science is Stupid. We relive the gripping events that turned the tide of World War II. Hitler's final hours. These are the true stories of every traveler's worst nightmares. Brand new season, Locked Up Abroad. We will keep you on the edge of your seat this June on the National Geographic Channel. In Gloucester, there's no hiding from history. It's in the water.
Tuna fishing is a direct reflection of me. It's my passion.
Rivalries run as deep as the ocean, where young talent takes on old-fashioned grit.
I do whatever it takes to get the job done. That's the game of tuna fishing.
With each season comes the chance to reap what's riding waves. It's time to make history. Brand new season, Wicked Tuna, tomorrow night at 9 on the National Geographic Channel. Tomorrow night, can they pass a series of physical and mental challenges to show that they can think like a genius?
What a question.
Brand new series, Genius by Stephen Hawking, tomorrow night at 10 on the National Geographic Channel.
All across Asia, monster fish stories have been told through generations. Ancient legends of giant fish so big they cause earthquakes with a swipe of their tail. Fire-breathing serpents over 12 meters long. I'm Zeb Hogan, a National Geographic explorer and aquatic ecologist. So if I can get the rope out of it, I've been on the hunt for the world's largest freshwater fish for 2 years.
Really nice big fish.
Traveling to 6 continents.
What is this? Wow.
These monsters of the deep are virtually unknown to science. I'm going into the heart of Southeast Asia, up the mighty Mekong River, to find the world's largest, the giant Mekong catfish, as big as a grizzly bear, and the deadly freshwater stingray. My quest to uncover the mysteries of these megafish. years ago, this was Thailand's ancient capital. Back then, the rivers of Southeast Asia teemed with huge river fish. Overfishing and rapid development along these great rivers of Asia have pushed large fish species to the edge. 70% of all megafish are at risk of extinction. This is my toughest mission yet. I have dedicated the last 10 years of my life to saving these monster fish. My quest to tag a giant Mekong catfish, the biggest freshwater fish in the world, and to find its spawning ground.
I'm here at the river temple in Ayutthaya. This is an area where they've outlawed fishing, so I'm getting some idea of how many fish there were in the past. I've heard stories. In the old days, fish were so bountiful you could shove a stick in the water and it would stand straight up. And I never believed that until today. These fish are called river catfish. They're the Mekong giant catfish closest relative.
My search for the world's largest freshwater fish starts here. This sumo-sized species, the giant Mekong catfish, is so rare in the wild that I've had to come to Ayutthaya, 2 hours north of Bangkok. It's my first chance to get up close to one of these giants. The Thai Department of Fisheries has a breeding program and have been trying to reintroduce the fish back into the wild before it's too late.
I'm about to go diving with the Mekong giant catfish. This is going to be my first chance to swim with them, see how they behave, see how they move. I'm going to go down, try to bring them closer to me using the food, and then snap a few photos.
Giant Mekong catfish can grow to 3 meters long and almost 300 kilograms. They can live for up to 30 years. And they have indeterminate growth, which means they never stop growing as long as they live. These guys are vegetarian. They plant life and algae growing on rocks on the river bottom. That's a giant carp. He's taking food from my hand. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Never seen anything like that.
Getting a captive population to breed is tough. At this breeding center run by Kun Sune, they are trying to breed giant catfish to keep the species from extinction.
We're going to check to see whether or not they're male or females and whether they're ready to breed.
First, we have to find a female. It's really tough to tell them apart at this stage.
So lift the head up a little bit.
These fish are only a few years old, and look at the strength. I've got a few things to learn about handling these fish.
It's a gentle diet. It has no teeth. It eats algae. And so you can actually stick your fingers right in the mouth, and it's just soft, just like a human's gums. Does it hurt the fish? No, it doesn't hurt the fish. It's like drinking the milkshake. Yeah. Wow, look at that. So there's eggs. So how many eggs does this fish have, do you think? More than 1 million? More than 1 million eggs. Wow. So should we look at these under the microscope? Okay, great, very good.
The Mekong giant catfish only spawns once a year, producing millions of eggs. Only a few of those eggs will survive. This one is after 24 hours. And just 4 hours later, it starts to resemble a small fish. In the wild, less than 1% survival would be normal. At this breeding center, survival rates are about 35%, a great success.
This fish is 1 year old. It's just under a foot long, but it's amazing to think that in 15 years, this fish could grow to 300 kilograms.
One of the reasons we know almost nothing about the ecology of the giant catfish is that when fish are this size, they're very difficult to tell apart from other species of catfish in the river. But in 15 or so years, this fish will be the king of the river, the largest fish out there, and a contender for the largest freshwater fish in the world. And this is the world record. 2.7 meters long, weighing in at 293 kilograms. It's a grizzly bear-sized titan, over a meter taller and 200 kilos heavier than me. I wouldn't stand a chance against this monster. So where can a megafish so huge hide in the 21st century? To find a record-breaking Mekong giant catfish, I'm headed into the heart of Southeast Asia, the Golden Triangle. It's an area made famous by warlords and drug smugglers. Cutting a wide path through 6 countries flows the mighty Mekong River. I'm heading into its inner sanctum, where the river forms the border between Thailand and Laos. The Mekong, one of the most productive rivers on Earth. Lifeblood for nearly 60 million people, and home to more known giant fish species than any other river. It's the beginning of the rainy season, and the one time of year the Mekong giant catfish spawns. Here the water is deep, over 45 meters in places. This is the perfect hiding place for giant fish. I'm determined to find and tag one, and to solve some of the mysteries that surround these legendary fish.